Hey, guys, picture this. I'm standing in the dim glow of La Bella Vita, this fancy Italian joint in downtown Chicago, my hands shaking as I carry a silver tray loaded with two perfectly seared steaks to table 12, the VIP booth tucked behind a thick velvet curtain. My feet are screaming after 9 hours on the floor, my back's aching like it's got a personal vendetta, and at 6 months pregnant, I'm so tired I could cry but I can't. Not here, not when rent's due, and I've got a little life depending on me. This job's all I've got, and tonight, it's about to turn my whole world upside down. So, I'm Anna, just a regular girl trying to keep it together, and La Bella Vita is the kind of place where the rich and powerful come to hide politicians, mob guys, you name it. I've been waitressing here for a month, mostly because my cousin Maria begged the owner, Mr. Vitali, to give me a shot. He wasn't thrilled about a pregnant waitress ruining the vibe, but he stuck me in the private dining section, away from the main crowd. Table 12's one of those spots, reserved for folks who don't want eyes on them, and tonight, it's booked under the name Vincent Morello. I don't know much, just that we're supposed to serve fast, keep our heads down, and not stare. Easy enough, right? Except, as I slip through that curtain, the smell of cedarwood cologne hits me like a freight train, and my heart stops. I know that scent. I'd know it anywhere. 5 years ago, I ran from that smell, from the man who wore it, Luca Morello, my ex-husband, the guy who runs half the city's underworld. I left him, left his mansion, his guards, his whole damn empire, with nothing but a backpack and a 3-page letter explaining why I couldn't stay. Now, here he is, sitting across from some blonde in a dress that costs more than my rent, his dark eyes locking onto mine the second I set the tray down. Your steaks, sir. I mumble, trying to keep my voice steady, but my hands are trembling so bad the plates clink. The blonde snaps, "Is there a problem?" And I mutter an apology, but Luca's voice cuts through, low and sharp, like a blade. The wine, Anna. We ordered the 85 Cabernet. I make the mistake of looking up, and there he is, same chiseled jaw, same midnight hair with a hint of gray, same intensity that used to make my knees weak and my heart race for all the wrong reasons. Do you two know each other? The blonde demands, her nails tapping the table like she's auditioning for a villain role. Luca doesn't even glance at her, his eyes glued to my belly, his face unreadable. No, he says, cold as ice. The waitress made a mistake. Bring the wine and go. I stumble out, nearly tripping over the curtain, and lean against the wall outside, gasping like I've just run a marathon. My manager, Tony, notices, his face all concern. Anna, you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. A ghost? If only. Luca's no ghost's a storm, a hurricane, the kind of man who doesn't just walk into a room. He owns it, and everyone in it. I grab the wine, a bottle worth more than my paycheck, and head back, trying to hold it together. Luca's alone now, the blonde gone, and he motions for me to pour. Where's your friend? I ask, instantly regretting it. His eyes flash, dangerous. She had a headache. Sit down, Anna. It's not a suggestion, it's a command, the kind that used to make his guys jump. I hesitate, but what choice do I have? I sit, my belly pressing against the table, feeling like a fish out of water in my cheap uniform. He leans forward, twirling his wine glass, his voice low. 5 years, Anna. 5 years, no word, and now you're here, serving my dinner, pregnant with some other guy's kid. Quite the coincidence, don't you think? I flinch, his words hitting like a slap. It's not what you think, Luca. I didn't know you'd be here. He laughs, no humor in it. What I think is my wife, yeah. Anna, you're still my wife, ran off, stole my mother's sapphire ring, and now lives like this. He gestures at me, like I'm some sad charity case. I didn't steal anything. I snap, my hands balling into fists. I left it in the bedroom safe, where it always was. His eyes narrow, and for a second, I see doubt flicker across his face. The safe was emptied the day you left. By Frankie, my right-hand man. He said it was gone. My stomach drops. Frankie, the guy who was like a brother to Luca, dead 2 weeks after I left in a police raid that Luca now says wasn't random. Betrayal has consequences, Anna, he says, his voice cold. You should know that. I'm shaking now, not just from fear, but from the realization that someone, maybe Frankie, set me up, made Luca think I'd betrayed him worse than I had. I'd written that letter, poured my heart out about why I left his control, his jealousy, The way he'd turned our love into a cage. If he never got it, someone intercepted it. Someone who wanted him to hate me. Before I can push further, Lucas stands. Your shift ends at midnight. My driver, Sal, will be outside. You're coming with me. I want to argue, to tell him I'm not his to order around anymore. But he knows where I live, a rundown apartment with a busted lock and a sketchy neighbor dealing out of his kitchen. I'm trapped, and we both know it. So, at midnight, I climb into the back of his sleek black SUV, and there's Luca, scrolling through his phone, not even looking at me. Where are we going? I ask, my voice barely steady. Home, he says, and my heart lurches. Not the mansion. Too many memories. My penthouse downtown, closer to a hospital if you need it. It's so Luca deciding my life without asking, but there's a softness there, too, a concern I don't expect. At the penthouse, it's all glass and marble, a far cry from my cramped apartment. Luca's different here, not softer, exactly, but less guarded. We talk, really talk, for the first time in years. I tell him about Jake, the baby's father, a nurse I met in Milwaukee, kind and steady until he died in a car crash 3 months ago. Luca's face tightens when I mention Jake, and he drops a bomb. Jake wasn't just some nurse. He was tied to the Russo family, Luca's biggest rivals, maybe even a cousin. Our whole relationship, Jake's kindness, the proposal, everything might have been a setup to get to Luca through me. I'm reeling, my world crumbling again. You're saying he used me? I whisper, tears stinging. Luca's voice softens, just a bit. I'm saying you were a target, Anna. Because of me. Then, out of nowhere, a sharp pain hits my stomach, doubling me over. Luca's on his feet, phone in hand, calling his doctor, barking orders for a helicopter just in case. Hold on, Anna, he says, carrying me to the bedroom, his voice fierce but shaking. The doctor comes, says it's Braxton Hicks, false labor from stress, and gives me a sedative. As I drift off, Luca's there, holding my hand, his thumb tracing circles like he used to when we were first married, before everything went wrong. The next morning, I wake up to Luca still there, looking like he hasn't slept. We talk more, and he admits something I never thought I'd hear. I loved you too much, Anna, and trusted you too little. I tried to protect you by controlling you, and I lost you because of it. It's raw, honest, and it cracks something open in me. We start piecing things together: Frankie's betrayal, the missing ring, the intercepted letter, Jake's ties to the Russos. It's a mess, a web of lies spun by some old enemy of Luca's dad, playing us both like pawns. Luca's men take care of it, then ask me how. I don't want to know, but the threat's gone, and slowly, we start rebuilding. When my daughter, Lily, is born, Luca's there, holding her like she's his own, his eyes soft in a way I've never seen. We're not the same people we were 5 years ago. We're scarred, wiser, and maybe a little broken, but we're trying, building something new, not a cage, but a home. As I watch him kiss her tiny forehead, whispering, "Welcome to the world, Lily. I know we've got a long road ahead, but for the first time, it feels like we're walking it together." So what do you think? Was I right to give Luca a second chance, or should I have kept running? Drop a comment. Let me know, have you ever had to face someone from your past like that? How do you rebuild trust when it's been shattered? Let's talk about it.